I present to you the M26 Pershing. I've been meaning to feature this on my channel for a couple weeks now. Me and it have been having a very difficult and troublesome relationship. I will get into all the details much later, but half of it I blame on me, half of it I blame on the tank. We have our really good moments, and then we have our really bad moments where we're flipped over in a ditch on fire, cussing at each other. And yes, the tank talks back to me. It's beside the point. Now, the highlight of this tank is the 90mm cannon, but you have to unlock the M82 round to basically be any use. The T33 round has had me nearly to drinking. That round bounces off so many things, it just does not work. You switch to the M82 round with its fragmentation and its a little bit more penetration, and it's just, it's great. T33 ammo, crap. So that's the first upgrade you need to get besides parts, and I will go into the parts issue a little bit later in the video. I just saw a dot on my right and it just disappeared, and I don't know what it was. It could be a bot. I'm gonna aggressively attack Bravo here and hope for the best. Usually you want to lay back and snipe from a defensive position, but I'm going to, oh god, right there. This is probably a bad idea. Wait, he can't, oh, there we go. I shot first. That's a lot of things damaged. He didn't die. Is he gonna die? He died. Alright. That was close. That could have been in the video right there. I'm going to keep aggressively pushing forward, though, now that they know I'm here. He probably spotted me. And try to quickly flank them. Oh, shit. It's a German spy. And that would be a case of penetration right there. But I do carry the M82 round, and I carry the APCR round. I like to use the APCR for hitting things like Ferdinand's or any long-range shots I need to make. But both of these rounds work very well. I tend to stick with the M82 because that's worked best for me at most, close to medium ranges. But let's keep pushing further down this road and see. I think there's something to the left here. But I can guarantee there's probably more things to the right on the point. Reason why I'm playing so aggressively on this map is I've lost about 10 or 11 games in a row now, and the Germans' heavy tanks, the Tiger 2s and their Ferdinands, like to sit on the point, and you can't get them off because their superior armor and cannons will not allow you to move them. And oh, here we go. But if you sneak up in their back and do this, I hope you blow up. But anyway, that's a lot of red things and a lot of fragmentation on his crew. If you sneak up and do that, then they're not so scary. Let's fire this round in the back of the turret. That round bounced. Okay, maybe that was a bad place to shoot. I am absolutely terrified that something's going to come from behind me. Because if he's half decent, he would have spotted me. Let's put the round through the engine. Here we go. At least I get a fire. Check behind me. I'm surprised this help has not shown up. This is very stressful. Let's put another round through the engine and see if we can't... Never mind, awesome. I was going to set him on fire again, but that works even better. So let's push over this hill because I want to know if there's any other German tanks over here. Usually they like to push up and around this edge of the map, so I'd be shocked if there isn't. This tank, though, has great mobility for being a heavy tank, which is one of the... put that in the plus for the... in that column. Oh, here we go. Panther does not have a chance. Adios. And I hope that guy got brought in a squad, or did he die and spawn again? This is going to be so wrong. I need to buy him a nice seafood dinner. Let's go down there and say hi. He can't turn around and kill me anyway, so let's just end this. This is sad. He is out of the way. My team captured Bravo. Everything is going to plan. The Pershing is dominant. The Pershing is in trouble. There's a Panther behind me. I could have been dead right there. That's probably the second time the video should have been over. The hull, the bottom half of this tank, has great armor. I've only caught on fire once, and I think I've only died once to maybe a side shot. The turret on this thing is the freaking problem child of, if you don't have parts and you take a shell to the turret, you will either lose the barrel, the breech, or the turret ring. And you can say that about all tanks, but this thing is exceptionally more finicky. And let's see if we get a shot. That was a little high. I wanted to go for his cannon breech. He took a shot. I'm going to pull forward here. See if I can drive this one home. And he hit me. As you can see, I just lost vertical aiming. The gunner is unconscious, and the barrel is hurt. So if usually when I play aggressively and this happens to me, either two things happened. I didn't have parts and the tank was dead and my round is over unless I could get to a capture point and fix it, or they just hunted me down and killed me. Or the other thing is I can't repair this. Luckily I have a big hill here. I don't think he can advance on me because I have teammates to my left, so this is what I mean by laying back and kind of sniping with this tank. We are repaired, good to go. And let's see if I can get his cannon breach this time. Maybe? Oh, if he fired, that's a bad shot. Ooh, that was lucky. I got his cannon barrel. So it looks like he's going to have to back off. There's a Panzer 470 to my left. We have to send him a little gift, though, let him know we still care. I was hoping for a little bit of fragmentation, but that works. That 470 is not showing me much. I can barely see the top of his tank. Oh, is he coming back out? Let's send him another present. Just a tad bit too high, and it's kind of a weird angle. Back off, reload. Alright, sooner or later, one of these is going to give me a shot at them. And I hope that guy over there sees the 470 behind him. That could be troublesome. Nah, that was too high. I was trying to hopefully hit the top and then get around below. The Bearcat just killed a Panther. Very nice. Here he comes. He's charging. This would be very easy kill. Fire right through the flat spot. And dead. Let's deal with this Panther. I'm going to reload. I think he just fired at me. So as soon as I get a round loaded, I'm going to take a shot and see if I can disable his cannon again. Cannon breach. Good enough for me. What is he going to do? He should back up again and repair. That's his really only option. Alright, he backed off. I'm going to charge to get on the right side of the road so I have a better angle. I want to draw him out and flank him. I got a T-34 and another Tiger. M26 Tiger, not a German Tiger. Ooh, that poor Panther never even saw that coming. This guy, though, he's just taking it all. Oh, he's pushing out, and that is the end. That was a decent little volley we had going between each other. Alright, so we need to get points. Shadow is in this game. Unfortunately, the Friends and Squad server crashed tonight, so we were lucky enough to get in the same game, but we're not in the same squad. In case you're curious, you caught that name. Those guys are going into possibly spawn camp. I'm going to back out and make my way towards A and try and see if we get some more trouble. So you saw most of my problems I was talking about, like 50% my fault, 50% of the tank's fault. You have to utilize this thing correctly, and sometimes I lack the self-discipline to do that. And I lack the patience to do that. And so put that on me. But the other part is I'm a little disappointed in this thing's turret just always fails me. And I fail it. So let's call it both of us are the problem. But the upgraded ammo and the repairs, without that, this tank is pretty much a massive paper tank. Oh my gosh, that DO-217 just committed suicide. But the reason why I wanted to feature this tank on the channel is it's kind of a bit of an iconic tank for the US tech tree. It was really the only heavy tank that saw service in World War II for us. When I say us, I'm a US citizen, so don't think that any other way. And it also served it was also kind of rushed back into service for Korea because there wasn't any real heavy tanks available. And it hit that guy. But the reason why the US didn't have a really big heavy tank doctrine, one of the big players, Patton did a lot of the trailblazing for US armor in World War II. And there's a very, very famous line of him basically saying, give me as many Shermans as you can, don't worry about anything else. And so the Sherman was our primary goal, and then this guy came along, and basically 45, even though it probably should have seen the battlefield earlier, it had setbacks and problems, and I think it really came too late to really do a lot of good. It should have seen the battlefield much sooner. But other than that, it doesn't really mean, I'm a bigger fan of the actual general than the tank. I love reading about General Pershing and the adventures of Mexico and World War One and all kinds of great stuff. What an interesting man. And Pat and him were very close. And so a lot of very interesting stories between those two men. And you could say Pershing probably helped shape Patton as well. Anyway, that's for a whole nother different discussion. I'm going to keep driving up here, and I'm going to kill these two bots. Speaking of Shadow, here he comes. I'm going to interrogate these two little guys. He's going to go capture that point. I have 2 German prisoners now. It's time to get intelligence out of them. Just poor little bot tanks. Usually the bots are either like tier 4, tier 5, or they're these things. I don't understand how the game figures out what bot tanks to put in. But let's kill these. Get the RP. Because I need every bit of RP to get this M26 upgraded. And goodbye. Now this is the normal M26, not the premium one. The premium one has some upgraded ammunition and I believe a bit longer barrel. That thing's a completely different animal, but I'm not sure if it's that great because I see players in them all the time. And actually I know it's a great tank. I used it on the dev server. But the US just gets pummeled. Absolutely pummeled typically on these maps. I lost 10 or 11 games before this. And part of that is bad teams or, you know, this and that. And the Germans have superior this and that. And I don't know. It's hard to balance out this stuff. I think part of the problem is that the US gets lopped together with Russia, and that leads to some interesting issues, which isn't fair for the Germans. So when it's Germany versus US, I typically get my ass kicked. This is the exception for at least my experience tonight. And like I said, I either have runs like this where it's amazing and I'm like, yeah, M26, it's awesome. Or I'm on the floor crying in the fetal position wondering where it all went wrong. So if you're trying to play the M26, if you're trying to grind those parts, stick with it, suffer through it. It gets better. This tank comes to life once you get the M82 ammo and parts. That's it. Those 2 upgrades, this thing becomes a beast. And you can say that for a lot of tier 4, tier 5 tanks, but it's exceptionally true for this guy. Let's see what the rewards are. I had quite a few kills here, player kills and bot kills, so hopefully this leads to a decent RP gain in a post-patch world, because I bitched about that in the last patch. 4,800 RP. I was hoping for a bit more because that's 11 kills. I know those are going to be some bot kills, but that was an 11 kill game in RB. And I just want filters. I just want the filters. Let's see. 7 player kills. And that was a victory. So a little disappointed on the rewards still, but what can you do? I didn't have a booster engaged either, of course. But thanks for watching, and I'm going to keep working my way through the US tree.